Joining me here at Post 9 to discuss all is big technologies. Alex Kantrowitz, welcome back. OpenAI first. Your reaction to the Musk offer when you heard it was what?
I mean, it's just typical Elon Musk. He is a person who acts based off of emotion. He hates Sam Altman, and he's trying to mess things up for Altman. Now, Altman has this big move that he has to make. He has to spin a for-profit off of a non-profit. Not exactly traditional. In fact, I would say unprecedented in business history to spin off something the magnitude that OpenAI is going to try to do. And Elon Musk he feels jilted about the way that his money has been taken care of and his legacy has been taken care of after he helped found OpenAI with Altman under different premises. So he's trying to throw a stick in the gears.
Does he have, and I discussed this earlier with Kate, does Musk have a right to be even more than angry? I mean, he put in near $50 million, okay, in the beginning, right, with Altman, of what was a nonprofit. So you get no equity when you put that money into a nonprofit. And then if Altman wants to convert it into a for-profit, and now he's raising at a post-money valuation of like $340 billion, like the likes of which we have never seen for a private company. And they suggest that the nonprofit is worth but $30 billion. And Elon's going to get nothing out of any of this. Doesn't he have a right to be mad?
Yeah, I mean, who wouldn't be mad? Not only did he put all this money in at the start, it's not non-meaningful money. It's meaningful money that he put in. He helped found OpenAI based off of a mission where he found Google to be profit-seeking and developing AI in directions that he wasn't happy with. So he met up with Sam Altman and said, let's try to build something focused on safety, a nonprofit, and I'm going to give money to start it. Now he's seen that OpenAI has gone in a different direction, and he hasn't even been represented when it comes to going for profit. So anyone would be piping mad about what's happened.
Well, it's one thing, does he have a right to be mad? Does he have a right to the money? Some money. I mean, if you put in $50 million of what was a nonprofit and then suddenly it's not going to be a nonprofit anymore, and you're like, well, I should have some piece of the upside to the conversion here if I was in from the beginning and I invested alongside of you as a co-founder. What do you think is going to happen in court?
Well, look, the circumstances of his exit are going to matter. Again, he left while it was a nonprofit, so that is going to play a role. However, I do think he is entitled to money here. It was his help. He helped seed fund the thing. So how are you going to go from a nonprofit with seed funding from Elon to a for-profit and not have his interests represented at all?
Well, it's almost like it's a no-lose for him in terms of making the offer, trying to get a true, quote-unquote, value for what the nonprofit is, go to court, and then see how it all transpires from here. In the meantime, you also get to, poke Altman at the same time, like you've been doing all along and seemingly taking great joy in doing so, right? It's not like, is this just to get at Altman? It's partly that, you would think, but it also has a lot to do with the money.
Yeah, most definitely. And look, there's part of the messaging that's all about altruism, and Elon Musk is going to restore OpenAI back to its charitable mission. And you have to see through that because they do have a competing company in XAI that's going after OpenAI in the very business that OpenAI has been dominating, and that is scaling large language models. So it's not like Elon Musk is going to try to return open source and help heal the world through his purchase of OpenAI. There are business incentives here. But I wouldn't fully discount the role that pride is playing here. I mean, these two men really do hate each other. You could see it in Elon's comments, and you could see it in Sam's comments. And ultimately, that does matter with these, very rich people in Silicon Valley.
I'm sure Elon didn't like when the president himself praised Sam Altman in the White House, no less.
Yeah, he risked his relationship with Trump by going after that deal and saying Sam didn't have the money. I mean, Elon has invested a lot in building this relationship with Trump, and to now say that, one of the projects that Trump was announcing was effectively fake news is a pretty big risk that Elon took.
Quickly, on Apple, the Alibaba move, how significant is that? As Apple's got a big problem, as we've said, in China, needs to reverse. Look, they get a little less than 20% of their revs from there. They got a problem there.
Yeah, I think it's big if you believe that Apple Intelligence is going to be the game changer. Again, we saw the rollout of Apple Intelligence, and Apple iPhone growth still slowed down. So if you think Apple Intelligence is going to be the game changer maybe a year or two down the line, it's a good sign that Apple has found a partner in China that can build the models that it wants. You know, it tried with Baidu. That didn't work. We've seen a rise in Chinese AI, and Alibaba is like right there at the top, maybe with DeepSeek, and now Apple is partnering with them. That's a good sign. So you have to be happy about that. It means that Apple Intelligence is likely to roll out in the country after it got stuck because it couldn't satisfy regulators. But again, it all comes down to how big is Apple Intelligence, and that's a major open question.